I got a call after that 21 years was about over. Got a call from a guy I'd worked with on America Live at NBC, who went right after it flopped. He went to become the AD of that show called Saturday Night Live. And he said, Don, he said, the director, we've only had two directors on this show, and the woman who's directing it now she announced in the spring that she's quitting. And this is a summertime, and we haven't found anybody to fill her seat. Would you be interested in it? And I said, Bob, there's no show I would rather direct. I mean, that really is pure show business. That is designed to make people laugh and clap and think and feel and affect the world. But I've never directed sketch comedy before. I've directed every kind of show that Saturday Night Live makes fun of. I've directed tons of news. I can direct comedy news, and I've certainly done live music. And I've probably directed more live television in general than anybody in the history of television. 21 years of 2 hours every single morning probably puts me up there in the top of the ranks. And he said, well, just send your reel in here. I said, I don't have a reel. I've never put together samples of things I've done. Plus, there's nothing on those reels that would show anything about the real heart of Saturday Night Live sketch comedy. He said, well, bring stuff in and I'll put it together here. So I went to Saturday Night Live with a lot of little tapes of stuff I'd done over the years, and he put together a little sample reel, and it went to the executive producers and to Lorne, and I got a call saying the producers want to meet you. And I went to that meeting, and they told great stories about the inside of how Saturday Night Live gets done, and sounded so challenging and rewarding and fascinating in so many ways. But it also was clear that they needed somebody who could do what they do. Somebody had a little experience staging actors in little one-act plays and shooting them in ways that captured the comedy. And I really did not have that background.
Well,
so I left that meeting.
What about you had done, I think, like 4 Broadway shows for Broadway Worldwide by that point, right? So you think that was, you don't see that as being a good, I guess, preemptive thing before Saturday Night Live, for lack of a better term?
It was, but I didn't stage those musicals. I captured them as they happen on stage in front of live audiences. And I took pride in that skill and had gotten better at it over those 4. And I think I did justice to those musicals. But those musicals weren't my. I didn't start from scratch and say you start here, enter here, exit there. I just captured what was there, and it was. I don't minimize that effort, and I don't minimize that skill. I took pride in that, and I think I got pretty good at that too. But that's not Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live, actually starting from scratch with a blank stage, and you talk to the set designers about how to fill that up, and the prop people about where to put chairs, and you talk to special effects people where they're going to fly in from the ceiling, and then play and then choreograph cameras around that to capture it and do justice to the comedy. That's a separate set of skills, and I did not have that same skills. But I met with this producer and one of the other 2 of the producers, and had a great meeting of just hearing the stories of what an amazing operation Saturday Night Live is. But once again, walked out thinking, well, they clearly need somebody who knows how to do that. And took my daughter this was the end of the summer of 2006. Took my daughter to Disney World and got a call down there saying, Lorne Michaels wants to talk to you. I said, we'll be back tomorrow. He said, all right, come in tomorrow. And I sat down with Lorne, and for about 45 minutes, he talked about how he hated the fact that he had to go through this transition again. Wasn't sure he even wanted to if he had to bring in another director. And it was very clear that he wanted somebody who could pick it up quickly and duplicate the way it looked and just fit into the enormous process, the well-oiled machine that Saturday Night Live is. And I really knew I couldn't do that. And I didn't matter that I knew because I never got to say much. He talked mostly about things he was unhappy with, and he said, "You directed the Mike Douglas show, right?" I said, "Yeah, I did do that." He said, "Okay, it was great to meet you." And well, I'm not sure he said that, but he did shake my hand, and that was it. And I walked out again thinking, "Oh man, it was great to get that far," but it's clear that he doesn't want to go with somebody inexperienced. I got a call the next day. They said, "Well, we're going to take a chance on you. Come in and do a couple shows, and we'll see what happens because we're kind of desperate."
Did they give you a period of time to watch Beth Miller direct before you came in, or did you basically get like a very short period of time?
I got a very short period of time. I got reviews. I got the last season to review, and Beth did come by and sat with me for the first 2 weeks of prep, and she sat in the back of the control room through both of those two shows, and she was enormously helpful, and she was clearly sympathetic with my deer in the headlights approach to it all because she had gone through it herself. So she was lovely and helpful, but there was only so much that she could do. However, I again sort of learned what I had to know about 30 seconds before I had to know it through that first season and for the first couple of seasons. And there were times when I said, I just don't know how to do this. But backing up for a moment, there was a time when they first offered me the job when I thought, I certainly have said often that there's no other show I would rather direct, but I don't know that I want to feel butterflies in my stomach again. I don't know if I want to go into a situation where I am expected to have answers that I don't have, where I could easily fail, where I'll be in the spotlight so bright that I might say, please, I can't take the heat of the spotlight. And I thought, I'm pretty good at what I do now, and I'm rewarded for it. I don't know if I want to feel that anxiety again.
Were you thinking that maybe since you're in such a spotlight that if you mess up, you might not be able to work again in that level of the industry because might get blacklisted in some way? Were you worried about that at all?
Absolutely. Of course, I also thought, well, if I do fail, I can come back to do this kind of work at least. I do have a body of work and the respect of others that I can do morning talk shows at least. But I thought that this is a chance that my show business dreams will be crushed. But I also thought, there's no worse feeling than worse emotion than regret. And I thought, what will happen? I'll come back and I'll play it safe. And a couple of years from now, I'll say, oh man, maybe I could have done that. Or why didn't I give it a shot? And I thought, all right, I'll stick my neck out. And if I do fail, I will come back to this kind of work. And man, I'm so glad I took that risk because the past 15 years have been by far the most rewarding, satisfying on every level. And yeah, it was a steep mountain to climb, and it was a hard learning curve. And there are still times when I say, I'm not sure how to do that. I'm not sure how to do justice to this live and to sell the comedy and to put the punchline in the right place visually. And the fact that it all comes together in 4 days is still nightmarish and still beyond my comprehension of how it all happens so quickly and so smoothly. But nevertheless, I am so glad I took the chance of failing.